Chosen one. Before you scroll, before you doubt, before you say, "This can't be for me," take a breath. Because this message didn't find you by accident. You didn't just click this video. You were led here. There is a shift happening right now, not next year, not someday, but in the next 7 days. And it feels impossible, because you're still standing in what looks like a pit. But listen carefully. God never moves His chosen ones from comfort to comfort. He moves them from pit to palace. And the distance between the pit and the palace is obedience, timing, and endurance. This is not hype. This is not fantasy. This is biblical. This is prophetic. And this is personal. Stay with me, because by the end of this message, you will understand why the pit had to happen, why the palace is closer than you think, and what God is asking of you in these next 7 days. Chosen one, let me tell you something that may change how you see your entire life. The pit you're in is not a punishment. It's preparation. If you feel overlooked, betrayed, misunderstood, delayed, you are not abandoned. Joseph was thrown into a pit by his own brothers, not enemies, not strangers, but people who shared his blood. And some of you are confused because the deepest wounds didn't come from outsiders. They came from people you trusted, people you prayed with, people you loved. But hear this clearly. God allowed the pit because the palace would have destroyed you without it. The pit strips pride. The pit silences ego. The pit teaches you how to hear God when nobody else is clapping. You don't develop palace character in public praise. You develop it in private pain. And if you're still breathing in the pit, it means God is not done. Chosen one, ask yourself this. Why did it feel like everything was taken, all at once? Your peace, your confidence, your support system, your sense of direction. Because God cannot elevate what is still attached to the old version of you. Joseph couldn't walk into the palace wearing the identity of his father's house. David couldn't rule Israel while still hiding in the pasture. Jesus couldn't begin his ministry until after the wilderness. The pit removes what cannot go where you're going. Some friendships couldn't come. Some habits couldn't survive. Some versions of you had to die. Not because God is cruel, but because He is intentional. Chosen one. This is the part where many almost give up. Not because they don't believe in God, but because they can't understand why He feels quiet. You prayed with tears in your eyes. You asked sincerely. You obeyed even when it hurt. And still, heaven seemed silent. No signs. No confirmation. No voice. Just waiting. But hear this clearly, and let it settle deep in your spirit. God's silence is not His absence. And it is never His rejection. Silence is often the sound of God working where you cannot see. Chosen one, look at the pattern. God spoke to Joseph through dreams, and then went silent for years. God anointed David, and then allowed him to hide in caves. Jesus heard the Father clearly, and then was led into the wilderness where heaven said nothing. Why? Because instruction is followed by testing, and promise is followed by process. When God speaks less, it doesn't mean He's distant. It means He already told you enough to move forward. Silence means, trust what I already said. The silence hurts because you're not asking for comfort. You're asking for clarity. You don't want miracles. You want direction. And it feels unfair because you're trying to do the right thing. But here's the truth many don't say. God often withholds answers to protect you from fear. If He showed you everything you would face, you might never take the first step. If Joseph knew about the pit, the prison, the betrayal, he might have rejected the dream. If David knew how long Saul would chase him, he might have stayed a shepherd. So God allows silence, not to confuse you, but to strengthen your faith muscle. Chosen one, the silence is not empty. It is selective. This is where God separates those who need constant reassurance from those who can walk by faith. Many can follow God when He speaks loudly. Few can follow Him when He whispers. and even fewer when he says nothing. Silence reveals who trusts God's character, and who only trusts his confirmation. And if you're still here, still praying, still hoping, that means you passed the test you didn't even know you were taking. While you feel ignored, God is arranging. While you feel forgotten, God is preparing people to recognize you. While you feel delayed, God is adjusting timing so that when you arrive with authority. He is working on hearts you've never met. He is shifting environments you're not yet in. He is protecting you from opportunities that look good, but would have destroyed you. Silence is not inactivity. It's divine strategy. This is important. The enemy loves the silent season, because it's the easiest time to plant doubt. He whispers, "God moved on. You missed your chance. If it was real, it would have happened by now." But understand this. The enemy never attacks what God has abandoned. He attacks what God is about to elevate. Your warfare proves your value. If God was finished with you, there would be no resistance. Chosen one, this is not the time to quit. This is the time to stay steady. Keep praying, even when it feels dry. Keep obeying, even when it feels unseen. Keep trusting, even when it feels uncomfortable. Joseph served in prison without prophecy. David worshipped in caves without applause. Jesus stayed obedient without reassurance. And heaven took notes. Hear this and receive it. God never stays silent forever. There is always a moment when the quiet breaks into clarity, when the call comes, when the door opens, when the explanation finally makes sense, and when God speaks again. He doesn't whisper. He changes everything at once. Years of silence can turn into one day of favor. Chosen one, God is not ignoring you. He is intensifying you. The silence is not rejection. It's preparation. And very soon, you will realize heaven was quiet, because it was busy writing your elevation. Now listen carefully. 7 is not a random number. 7 represents completion, divine order, God's perfect timing. Creation took 7 days. Walls fell after 7 days. Restoration follows 7 cycles. What God is saying is this: a cycle is closing. A season is ending. An assignment is activating. These next 7 days are not about rushing. They are about alignment. What you do now determines how you enter the palace. Chosen one, listen carefully, because this part is not about excitement. It's about alignment. These next 7 days are not ordinary days. They are threshold days. God is not asking you to chase the palace. He is asking you to prepare your posture. Because promotion without preparation becomes pressure, and favor without foundation becomes fear. So hear what heaven is asking of you, gently, clearly, and seriously. Chosen one, this is critical. In moments of waiting, the mouth becomes a doorway, and many unknowingly delay blessings. By speaking from frustration instead of faith, God is not asking you to lie about your pain. He is asking you to stop partnering with doubt. Stop explaining your process to people who cannot protect it. Stop announcing what God told you in private to people who only listen in the natural. Joseph didn't defend himself in the pit. David didn't justify himself in the cave. Jesus didn't argue with his accusers. Silence is not weakness. It is wisdom. In these 7 days, speak less and believe more. Chosen one, this part is uncomfortable, but necessary. Some of you are asking God to lift you while still holding on to offense. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is not approving what happened. It is not reopening access. Forgiveness is cutting the cord. God is saying, let go, not because they deserve peace, but because you deserve freedom. Joseph forgave before he was restored. Jesus forgave while still on the cross. If you don't release them, you delay yourself. In these 7 days, forgive quietly. Heaven sees it. Chosen one, this is where alignment is proven. God does not promote potential. He promotes faithfulness. If you're tempted to neglect what feels small, remember this. How you serve in the pit determines how you lead in the palace. Joseph organized a prison before he governed a nation. David protected sheep before he protected Israel. Do not despise the ordinary. Do not rush the process. In these 7 days, show up consistently. Even when nobody notices. Especially when nobody notices. Chosen one, impatience is subtle. It disguises itself as initiative, but it's really fear of waiting. Hear this clearly. Anything you force, you must maintain. Anything God opens, He sustains. Abraham forced a promise and produced Ishmael. Saul forced an offering and lost his kingdom. God is saying, do not touch what I have not released. In these 7 days, wait without anxiety. Your obedience is more powerful than your effort. Not your house, not your routine, your heart. God is asking you to remove emotional clutter, resentment, comparison, self-pity, hidden fear. You cannot hear clearly when your inner world is noisy. David said, create in me a clean heart, O God. In these 7 days, pray honestly, not impressively. God responds to truth, not performance. Chosen one, humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is thinking of yourself less. Pride delays promotion. Humility invites it. Joseph didn't boast when he was promoted. David didn't avenge himself when he had the chance. God resists the proud, but He rushes toward the humble. In these 7 days, stay teachable, stay grateful, stay grounded. This is the final instruction. Do not measure these 7 days by visible results. Some shifts happen beneath the surface. Before they appear in the natural, roots grow in darkness. If nothing changes outwardly, do not assume nothing happened inwardly. God often completes the work before He reveals the evidence. Your job is not to see. Your job is to trust. Chosen one. God is not asking for perfection. He is asking for positioning. These 7 days are not about earning blessing. They are about being ready to carry it. Stay aligned. Stay surrendered. Stay available. Because the palace is not delayed. You are being prepared to enter it whole. There is a moment, sudden, quiet, unexpected, where God flips the script. Joseph went to sleep in prison and woke up called into royalty. David went from shepherd to king without campaigning. Chosen one, your breakthrough will not look dramatic at first. It may come as a phone call, an email, a conversation, a decision someone makes about you when you're not in the room. But when it happens, everything accelerates. What took years to endure will take days to unfold. One day, you will look back and thank God for the pit. Because the pit taught you compassion. The pit taught you discernment. The pit taught you how to walk with God, not just talk about Him. The palace will trust you, because the pit trained you. And when you finally stand where God promised, you won't be arrogant. You'll be grateful. Chosen one. This is not a motivational moment. This is not poetry. This is a declaration. So wherever you are, sit up. Breathe deep. Open your hands. Because words spoken in alignment with heaven shift atmospheres. I declare that you are not forgotten. Even in seasons where your prayers felt unanswered. God was counting every tear, tracking every sacrifice, and recording every act of obedience. I declare that your name is coming back into rooms where it was once ignored. Conversations are happening about you right now that you did not initiate, that you did not force, that you could not manipulate. I declare that the season of explanation is ending. You will not have to convince, defend, or prove yourself anymore. God Himself will validate what He placed inside you. I declare that you are no longer defined by the pit. What tried to bury you has failed to break you. The betrayal did not cancel your calling. The delay did not disqualify you. I declare that your confidence is being restored. not the loud kind, but the quiet, rooted confidence that comes from knowing who God is and who you are in Him. I declare that shame is being lifted. Regret is losing its grip. The heaviness you carried that nobody saw is being exchanged for peace. I declare that doors are opening that you did not knock on. Opportunities are aligning that make no logical sense. Favor is meeting you at the right time, with the right people, in the right places. I declare that delayed promises are accelerating. What felt stuck is loosening. What felt frozen is thawing. What felt impossible is becoming accessible. I declare that restoration is not partial, it is complete. God is not just giving you something new. He is restoring what was taken, what was stolen, what was misused. I declare that your discernment is sharpening. You will recognize what is from God and what is simply noise. I declare that fear is losing its voice. Anxiety no longer gets the final word. Confusion is being replaced with clarity. I declare that your prayers are changing tone. From pleading to agreement. From begging to boldness. From survival to authority. I declare that what tried to follow you into this new season cannot cross over. Old patterns, old cycles, old attacks. I declare that God is placing boundaries around you, protecting your peace, your purpose, and your progress. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Not because you fought harder, but because God stepped in. I declare that these next 7 days will not be wasted. They will be intentional. They will be aligning. They will be purposeful. I declare that clarity will come suddenly. Decisions will feel lighter. The right steps will feel clearer. I declare that you are moving, not slowly, not randomly, but divinely. From the pit to the palace. Chosen one. You will not arrive broken. You will not arrive empty. You will not arrive unprepared. You will arrive refined. You will arrive covered. You will arrive appointed. What God started in you, He will complete. And when the palace doors open, you will know beyond doubt. The pit was never the end. It was the passage. Receive this. Rest in this. Walk forward in this. Amen. Chosen one. If this message stirred something in your spirit, if you felt peace and fire at the same time, if your heart whispered, "This is for me," then stay aligned. Because God does not tease destiny. He fulfills it. You are not moving from the pit to survival. You are moving from the pit to the palace. And this is only the beginning. Chosen one. If this message stirred something in your spirit, if you felt peace and fire at the same time, if your heart whispered, "This is for me," then stay aligned. Because God does not tease destiny. He fulfills it. You are not moving from the pit to survival. You are moving from the pit to the palace. And this is only the beginning. Chosen one, before you go, I want to speak to the givers, the ones whose hearts feel called to pour back into the vessel that pours into them. If this message awakened you, if it strengthened you, if it spoke to your spirit in a way only heaven could orchestrate, then I invite you, only if your heart feels led, to sow a $1 seed into this channel. Not because God needs it, but because giving is a spiritual law. A small seed carries big obedience. And God multiplies what is given with pure intention. Your $1 keeps this ministry alive, keeps the messages flowing, and helps this word reach the next chosen one who needs it. If you feel that nudge in your spirit, if you feel that gentle pull, you can plant your $1 seed using the link in the description. And if you can't or don't feel led, you are still loved, still seen, and still covered. Blessings to every giver, and blessings to every listener. Your seed moves heaven in ways you may never see. But God sees it all.